Alrighty, welcome to Mediaverse Podcast. For today we are going to talk about the European hearing that happened over the weekend. Some trailer stuff, some movie stuff. Uh, Companies doing some scummy things again. Some gaming news and some interesting Netflix news. And our main topic for today we're going to be talking about some Adult Swim shows that we used to watch a lot. So first off, before we begin, um, as everybody is aware, as of yesterday, YouTuber Desmond Afro, sorry if I butchered his name or whatever, aka Etika, recently committed suicide on the in New York on in the river. They found his bag on the bridge full with his Nintendo Switch and his thing and his cell phone. And I don't know what else, but that's all I can remember off the top of my head. And this real reason I'm reporting on this first is because I, I this suicide is never really a good thing, especially if you're fighting with depression, and it's never a good thing to have depression because I'm no saint either. I just try to remember I have good friends that help me and everything, and they always are there for me and stuff. But you should never have suicidal thoughts at all because one, it affects everybody. It doesn't just affect you, it doesn't affect me. The reason I know this is because I experienced this at first hand when my cousin committed suicide, not in front of me, just happened. Just just like that, just like that, out of nowhere on vacation. So if you ever have suicidal thoughts, there's a number to the suicidal hotline just to get you through. And I just want to make sure you guys are aware because this actually hit home for me. But as always, here is Chris. How you been doing today, Chris?
Um, Good, Kyle. Like,
Sorry.
just
I'm
went right into the somber stuff, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry if I kind of made you go, what is wrong with me?
It's fine, man.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me,
I mean,
nobody.
it stinks when, a YouTuber, decides to take their own life, and anybody in general that decides to do it. But, I mean, there's hope out there. It's kind of a problem still. People are trying to understand and everything, but yeah,
Yeah. I just,
R.I.P.
like I said, I was trying to figure out some way after this happened. I was like, you know what? Let's talk about my experiences really quick. Get it out of the way. Put it down the get. Maybe someone will get help. Someone will help us. Help anybody. I didn't mean help. Like just show like there are people out there to understand. You know.
Right.
But we'll start with the European Union hearing that happened, and we already talked about EA, and we already know how they're trying to like cover themselves up with surprise mechanics and saying they're like to the Kinder eggs or the Wonder Ball back in our day. Although it's like no, it's not because I have to get a $60, then I have to buy something within your system, and it's already in the game, so it's not you cannot really say that, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, Epic was actually on there, and I'm gonna repeat some things. They were like, I feel like these people were working in Epic. They didn't represent Epic at all because they were talking about how their game made this much money and how a kid spent it over $600 on their dad's credit card. Which, how did that happen? I don't know. And
First of all, people don't give your kids access to your credit cards.
good. Secondly, they were like their answer was, "Well, our game is free to play. Well, battle royale," and they're like, "Well, then how do you make money then?" And they know they make money off the cosmetics, and they know they throw that money to put advertisement for Fortnite. So it's very weird that that these companies are all being like this right now, where they're like, no, 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 and they're not heinous or anything. Some of them are, some of them are not, and I will keep saying this: if your game is free, microtransactions will be adjusted. Just don't make them like so heinous that I have to throw my. You have to make us throw money at everything. So
Well, here's the thing I think you're not really talking about is this European law slash this get together they had talking to these game developers. It sounds like to me that this is not just for loot boxes, it's for any type of transaction in video games they want to remove.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know
Epic
in
gave the dumbest answer. They said, we don't make money on Fortnite, so it's not necessary for us to comply with data regulations. But
yeah.
that makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't make
However,
sense.
this European thing sounds like they're going after any type of revenue in video games almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, me and you kind of disagree. I don't like government being in games whatsoever. I know
I
you
don't
said you want them to regulate loot
just just
boxes,
just the
but
loot boxes, but I do get your side of the story.
I mean, this sounds like what is going to happen is they're not just going to remove loot boxes, they're going to remove any type of transaction in video games.
Yeah. And here's also a thing, like the ESA, like Phil Spencer said, he says we should really do stuff like educate parents or whatever, and like sell, and then like do all this other stuff like with the USRB and self-regulate, which I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But the problem is they're not. They just aren't. And they're just like, well, we put in-game purchases, which that label does not really help because that applies to even DLC.
Yeah.
So
It's a weird
and
subject, but
and
first of
I
all,
actually one more thing. I actually looked into something and I found out Phil Spencer's actually part of the members of the ESA, some
yeah.
of the game developers. So it's like, this doesn't help. What are you gonna say? Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, like, like these people are like, oh, we got to protect the children and everything. And at the same time, it's like, why the hell do you have your children have access to your credit card?
Yeah, that I
Like,
do
if
question.
you're a grown ass adult and like you got addicted to it, I mean, that sucks. And yeah, there probably should be something to help with that. And I really think the best thing to do is just make these games with these type of things 18 and older.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But this is the USRB. They're fun ways of interacting with people, engagements.
Yeah.
They're like baseball cards. Yeah, with baseball cards, I could actually trade.
Yeah, I mean, still, I'm sure there's like people that like spend all their money on baseball cards and stuff. Like, people just could
Yeah,
get addicted to anything. However, I
yeah,
don't really think like, having the government start regulating video games is a good idea, because then they're going to
yeah,
start like telling you that game is, as much as like I don't really like violent video games, but at the same time, I'm not going to deny people that want to make them the right to make them.
yeah. No, it's just like I'm getting tired of like the loot boxes. Like I get it. Like I get it from both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like it's like here's the best thing. If these things do have addictive, things like the FIFA Ultimate Team and stuff like that, like, and as these kids are getting hooked onto it, then it starts becoming a problem. Like especially with the credit, if they get parents should be aware of this first off. Secondly, that game should not have an E rating, and don't say, well, you get something in return. You get a fun little player like FIFA Ultimate Team, but that's the strategy though. Like
You know what they should do? I
what?
think I just thought of the best solution. They
What's
make a
that?
new rating that it's not 18 and older. It's so parents and people know, instead of having, how it's like rated M for mature, they
Yeah,
just have a dollar sign.
I love that one.
Yeah, like to let you know, like, hey, this is what this game's about. You got to
Wait,
pay
wait,
money to play it.
wait. Just so we can make the ESRB happy, rated E dollar sign. And they're like, oh. Also, here's the thing I actually came up with. Me and my friend were like, that sounds so stupid, but I'm like, why don't you just do what a game store does, like a card shop does, like I mean, war like if you got a double or whatever, you trade it in, get credit, which Overwatch does do that actually. If you got credit, so you get stuff in it, but the problem is with that though is you gotta buy booster boxes. Like give the free, like give the thing that's called true player's choice. You know, like you can get a loot box, or you can just go straight up buy it. I feel like that's the real player's choice right there. But
Yeah.
I like now these days, if I ever hear player's choice, I'm gonna be like, was it really a player's choice? Well, I choose to put the loot boxes. Was it the only way that you could get it? Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, listen, I know a lot of people on YouTube are complaining about loot boxes constantly. However, there are a shit ton of people that buy them and like them.
Yeah, there's also a lot of people
So
that buy them and go, I'm going to open this up and make a YouTube video and get over 1,000 likes.
yeah, people like them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, at
What
the end of the
surprised it?
day, you don't have to play those games if
Yeah.
they have the loot boxes. You could just like not play them.
Unless your original unless your original Battlefront 2. That's a totally different story right there.
What do you mean?
No, original Battlefront 2. I mean, like
Like on the
EA.
PS2?
No, I'm talking about EA before they changed everything.
Yeah, well, that was, you know,
That was scummy.
it was scummy, but you know, if people like found out like, oh, this is what this game is, they wouldn't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the senator of Hawaii was like, hell say it's a trap. It's Star Wars Casino.
Yeah,
So
definitely is.
yeah, and it's sad to see stuff like that. But anyway, let's get like I said, it's gonna be interesting because this was just a hearing. This was nothing official. They just wanted to get
Yeah.
they just want to get an idea. Hilariously, some of the companies were like very scared. Like they were just like just saying we have research.
I mean,
And
I if I was a company that was, you know, doing business in Europe, I mean, Europe has passed like crazy laws like to do with the internet.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
know, they could ban all type of like transactions in video games. They could even like be like banning DLC, like if they get too crazy because you know old farts don't understand stuff.
yeah. Yeah, that's why you should have someone that's like young, like someone like around our age to really understand the difference between like if they're really going into it between what is DLC and what is microtransactions, you know?
Yeah.
Like I say that DLC is content, you know,
Now,
microtrans
technically, DLC could mean anything though, because it's just downloadable content.
that's
You
true.
can make the argument that you know getting a hat in Fortnite is technically downloadable content.
That
So
is
if the
true.
wording of the law would be, you know, video games cannot sell downloadable content in Europe, that could be disastrous for these companies.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. They patch stuff into the game, so like all the new skins are literally already in the game. You either have to earn them or buy them. So like if they're patched in, I think that's where you can, you know, get away. Like I said, some companies actually do that where they patch in characters too. So there's no get around it too either. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm making a different. I'm already defeating my own purpose, but I'm just saying, you know, but I'm just saying like there is ways of getting around it.
yeah.
So but anyway, let's get to 2K and what they did over this past weekend while we were at too many games.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 2K they decided to do the most scummiest thing. This is the new low and the newest of monetization I've ever seen. This could be the next big thing if loot boxes or this whole thing gets kicked out of the So over the weekend they discounted NBA 2K19 to $3. Okay, cool. The season's over. Go here, buy it for $3, enjoy, and then buy our next game for $60. Well, they put ads, unskippable ads in their load screens. And when the game was fully loaded, guess what? You still couldn't skip it.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Um, it definitely is a new low because
Capcom did this before, but it was more like here's like stuff on these characters. At least I didn't interrupt my gameplay.
And the stuff with Capcom, which was just as weird and scummy, was at least only advertising Capcom stuff, but it wasn't actually playing a whole entire commercial for a loading
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, it wasn't.
Like
But
like you want to play NBA 2K like 19, but then you got to watch like this commercial for Preparation H for 5 minutes before you can play the game. I mean, that's ridiculous.
yeah, if someone says like, "Oh, well, this makes the game more real," it's like I'm watching myself on TV. I'm gonna be like, "You're an idiot." Like, there's things I don't mind. Like, there's things I don't mind. Like, if like, for example, like if they do, here's the Gatorade play of the game. Like on a video game, that's fine because at least it's not like it. It's like it's part of the game. It's not in my face, and it's not frustrating. It's not like they're putting like a commercial in my face. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen product placement in games. I mean, don't forget Final Fantasy 15 has the Cup of Noodles side quest after all.
Yes, I remember that, and I loved it.
But like at least it's not like forcing you to watch like a commercial.
Yeah, you know, it was actually the best advertisement, and it was like so subtle back in the PlayStation 3 days.
What's that?
And this is just remember we don't like talking about politics, but it involves like in-game advertisement. Um, Obama. There was actually an advertisement for the Obama election when Obama was getting elected president in Burnout Paradise at the time that he paid for.
What? That's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, and I was like, well, Obama's hip with the kids, like, and look, it kind of worked, and it was packaged in there at the time. It's not in there anymore, but the point was it was packaged in there.
Yeah, I mean, product placement in games is something that has been happening, but just having you like watch entire commercials before you get to play, that's like really dumb, especially if it's a game you pay for.
Yeah, well, and this doesn't affect the $3 games. It affected the people that paid the full $60 games too,
Yeah,
which is even more scummy than anything. And now, like, they'll be like, "This is what's gonna happen when the next game comes out." They'll put it in. They'll be like, "Well, it was in the original. It was in the last game, and it was in the last game." That's what 2K does. They'll just say it was in the last game,
yeah.
like out of nowhere. Like they just don't know anymore. Like if there was any company that I would love to see go under, I hate to say this, it would have to be 2K right now or EA, mostly 2K.
Really? 2K makes like all the Rockstar games, and they
That's
make
true. That's
and
true,
don't you
but
don't you love Borderlands? Like
yeah,
that's a
they own
2K
that.
game.
They own that, but two, but who develops it though?
I mean, it's Gearbox and then
Yeah,
Rockstar, but
well, it's Gearbox, but Rockstar though, I could see them just like one day going, I could buy myself out of this.
probably.
Like I could see that happening, but who knows? Like it's insane that it's gotten to a new low because they're like in-game microtransactions are the future of our foundries, of our stuff, everything. You know, it's just gotten that point now.
Yeah. So
And
what's next?
well, let's go to movie stuff. We just watched Teen Titans Go versus the Teen Titans, the sequel of Teen Titans Go, and I read the comments. People did not like it.
I loved it.
I
I mean,
love.
maybe I'm a dummy, but I like Teen Titans Go. I like Teen Titans Go to the movies, and I will probably like this as well.
I love Teen Titans Go to the movies, but then I got disturbed when I saw Santa Claus. Like I love the idea. Like it was like such a good idea. Oh, have go Trigon and regular Trigon team up. Okay, you got me there. And then you have Titans first. Then you have both Titans first Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus.
I
Why?
like it
Reasons.
because hilarity will ensue, Kyle. That's why.
Yeah. Plus, I noticed there was a downgrade in the models though for the regular Titans.
Yeah, they were probably done, in the new way they animate Teen Titans Go or something.
Yeah. Like
I
it's
don't
still
know
high
like what
quality.
program Teen Titans Go is animated in, but I'm sure you know, let's face it, it's probably animated relatively cheaply just because of the amount of episodes they've released in like a year.
Yeah,
So,
that is true.
but I like it. Like, I know the internet hates that show, but I don't know. I think it's funny.
Yeah. I think the internet were like when they saw that like post credit thing, they were expecting a season 6, but they're like, none. It is Warner Brothers. No, 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 no. We're gonna use our cash cow like crazy.
Yeah,
That's.
and I don't care.
I'll
I
watch
like
it.
it.
I'll watch
Yeah.
it. I'll watch it. I mean, as long as like for me, like I said this, Teen Titans Go to the movie. Forget everything about Teen Titans and just turn off your brain. Once you turn off your brain, you really enjoy that movie. Like it's that's how I say it to people. All right, so let's go to some game news, or should we go to the movies? Samuel L. Jackson outrage. This was
This was
hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
funny. They put Nick Fury's eye patch on the wrong side, and Samuel Jackson expressed it on Twitter the only way he could express it. It was pretty
Motherfucker.
great.
Yes. Well, Samuel Jackson wants to keep the continuity going. That's all.
Yeah.
He's been playing the character long for a very long time. So, I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
I think it was more like, you know, joking around, but it was good viral marketing for that movie.
It is.
With Sam
Also,
Jackson like freaking out, like, you know, eye patch on the left side.
yeah, but the good thing is I just found out I found out the runtime for Spider-Man Homecoming since we're on there.
Yeah,
Gonna
I heard
be
it's pretty short.
it's 2 hours,
Yeah,
which
that's
perfect.
good. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. I mean, Thor: The Dark World, well, not Dark World, Thor: Ragnarok. I think that was the perfect length for that movie. I think.
Listen, after Endgame being like 3 hours, it's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
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 In fact, I would have been happy if it was like, it's 90 minutes. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, that's the length of Ragnarok, which I thought that was a perfect runtime for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll go for some movie stuff first, and then we'll get to the games, and then we'll get back to the more game stuff.
All right.
Let's see. Here's a big one. Everybody loves The Office. Now everybody's angry at Netflix because The Office is no longer going to be on Netflix in 2021. So
Well, The Office is Netflix's most watched show, apparently.
yep,
So that is a huge blow. And I mean, the only thing, I'm sure a lot of people online are saying this, but the streaming wars have begun.
yeah. Except this is a little different because this one's actually going to be free, apparently, from what I read.
Yeah, but you know, it's free with ad support,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you're gonna complain about ad. Well, I like to pay for my. I'm like, yeah, but you're watching it for free. Like Tebow, which is a channel that's supported by ads, has some great shows, and you could just watch one commercial and watch a whole movie in 2 hours with no ads. For TV shows, I can understand.
here's the thing with ads. I can understand people being mad about ads because if you try to watch any of the CW shows, like say you missed it on TV, the ads are obnoxious and it makes watching the show like take forever. That's probably why I get behind because I just don't like a normal episode of Arrow is probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
But if you watch it on CW's website, you're probably watching for an hour and 10 minutes. It's not, and I'm not even exaggerating. They have like 5 ad breaks. They play the same ads you just watched over and over again. And it's obnoxious. It's probably even more obnoxious than just watching it on TV.
yeah. That's why I record them.
So who knows what the NBC like ads are gonna be like? Are they gonna be like cool about it and like do the way like Hulu used to be, where it was like choose your ad experience. You watch the ads at the beginning and then you don't watch any more ads. I know Hulu doesn't do that anymore. Like I'm sure they're just as bad with ads if you don't actually pay for the Hulu. But are they going to have like a million ad breaks? Like even with some YouTube videos, you're
Yeah.
watching a 10-minute video and then there's 3 ads in the 10-minute video. Are you kidding me?
There's like now, so far I've experienced like 2, but the good thing is if you skip them, you can skip both of them. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, ads are obnoxious, and I can understand people being annoyed because Netflix does not give you ads.
Yeah. But Temu is not really that bad for ads. Like once in a while they'll give you like 5 ads, but they're like not as competitive as you think they would be. Sometimes they'll just do like 3 ads for each, and they're very quick ads. Like
Yeah.
I was able to watch all of Jetman off of Temu, even though I had to deal with ads. Like, and sometimes they'll just put one ad and then let the whole show run, depending on how it is. Like I was like, oh wow, this was completely painless.
The other thing with Netflix losing The Office that I'm sure a lot of people are like, you're like, why don't you just watch it on NBC? I bet you a lot of people fall asleep to The Office, and if you try to fall asleep to something that like has like a ton of ads, usually the ads are louder than the thing you're actually watching.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. For some reason, the ads play louder than the thing you're actually watching. So that could be obnoxious. That could be a huge turnoff to people.
Yep.
But I mean, this is the streaming wars.
Yeah.
We'll see how many of these services actually survive at the end of the day.
Yep. Here's my here. So people, here's an idea. So if you really love The Office, you don't want to deal with ads, okay? Here's what you should do. Okay? And I know it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
Not that much.
Get the DVDs or buy them digitally.
Yeah, that's true, man. Just buy the show.
If you really love the show, buy them.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like everyone looks at me weird, like, why you buy Gotham? They're on Netflix. I'm like, because I know they're not going to be on there forever.
Yeah, man. That physical media. Once you actually buy the physical media, that's yours forever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, why did I buy it physically or digitally? And also, they come with digital versions of the copy, so I can take them anywhere I want.
Yeah.
So
but you can take your DVD anywhere you want.
Yeah. I can put it in my tablet if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So
you could use it to cut up your cocaine in the morning.
That is true.
I mean, I don't do that.
That's kind of like some of the people forget about like that stuff. Like, if you really love this content, stop buying the monthly stuff. Start really thinking your money into the stuff you really like. Because recently I was on Amazon and I bought Arrow season 6 for $10 on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because I really like it. I was just waiting for a first sale.
All right, so man. Let's move on.
So that's my advice to all you Office fans. All right. So let's see. Okay, so filming has begun on Fast and Furious 9. Which, how do we get there?
I mean, it's pretty amazing that there's 9 of these movies.
Yeah, and 1 spinoff.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the spinoff.
I'm a Black Superman.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a trailer where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson throws a chain at a helicopter and then pulls the helicopter out of the sky with the chain. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, after the last Fast and Furious movie, nothing's off the rails. Like, can I tell you something what The Rock does in that movie?
I know what he does. He toe taps a like torpedo or something.
He lifts it with his bare arm. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm fine with a submarine chasing them. Okay, I'm fine with that. But when I see this, I'm like, did he get mutated or something? Was he part of some government project or something? I need to know now. And Hobb and Shad.
So what do you think Fast 9 is going to be about?
It's going to be about family.
Well, yeah, besides that, though, like, what do you think they would be fighting?
Vin Diesel pissing on The Rock a lot because he has his new BFF, John Cena, that's in the movie now.
You're not answering me.
I really don't know because every movie is just so is a mystery.
How
That's
many
the
more
weird.
movies before Fast and Furious becomes Redline, the anime movie?
Well, hopefully they don't get too ahead of themselves. Maybe 15.
Just becomes Redline, the anime movie made by
Yeah,
Studio Madhouse. Look it up, kids. It's a good
yeah.
watch.
It's believe it or not, that is on Tbu.
Huh.
Yeah, go watch it. I recommend it. It's on Tbu. It's free. You have to deal with ads, but guess what? It's free. No complaint.
Is Tibu paying us, Kyle?
They got advertisement. Who knows?
Stop talking about them.
They might give us sponsorships. Okay, who knows?
All right.
Yeah, but also this one was out of a left field too for casting. Ryan Reynolds is going to be in Fast and Furious 9.
That's interesting. Is he going to be Deadpool?
I mean, at this point, he should be. He'll probably be like a Deadpool like character who's so snarky, or he could be an FBI agent who just tells Dom, you're in trouble again.
Or maybe he's Pikachu. That'd be great.
I would pay to watch him drive a car as Pikachu. And then Vin Diesel goes, for family, for family.
Vin Diesel's like, I gotta catch them all.
I gotta catch him on. I would not be surprised if he said that. He is
Actually, Vin Diesel should be in like a Pokemon movie as a Pokemon because he's really good at playing characters that only say like one word.
He should be playing Snorlax.
He would be really good just being like Onyx.
Oh my god! You know that Vin Diesel is a huge nerd in real life, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like his last movie, The Last Witch Hunter, was based off a D&D character.
Yep.
But anyway, we're getting too off subject. All right, to some video game news. One Punch Man is getting a game now. It's coming here called One Punch Man. No One Knows.
I can see a One Punch Man game because all the characters are really cool. However, if you're Saitama, do you just automatically win?
That is the I bet you there's gonna be a thing where they're like explaining why Saitama got nerfed so badly, and they'll just be and Saitama's so happy about it.
There's a million other characters in One Punch Man that you could have a game where you just don't get the. Maybe they'll have a game where you're Saitama and you literally kill everything in one punch and you're invincible.
Yeah.
Like zero challenge, but I'd play it.
Yep. Let's see. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be adding canon backstories to for new character backgrounds. For new character backstory. Sorry.
I'm kind of like flip-floppy on this game. There are instances where I think this game looks awesome, and then there's instances where I'm like kind of like, I don't know, but this definitely makes me more interested in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Because remember, how many times can you play Dragon Ball Z over and over again? The story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this game is going to top Legacy of Goku for Game Boy Advance, but I guess it's going to try.
Chris, this is secretly the remake, and you know this.
I mean, how can it beat the Game Boy Advance like animated opening of the Dragon Ball Z like theme and Legacy of Goku with GBA video?
And the wait, didn't it have the Rock the Dragon theme in there
Budokai
too?
1 did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance had the animation from the show for Rock the Dragon, but it had its own like Game Boy Advance like sounding like theme. Although, fun fact, Boo's Fury had a lot of the Bruce Falconen score for Dragon Ball Z, except, with Game Boy Advance like sound mixing, which is really cool. Boo's Fury, really cool. Very underrated game.
Yes,
really cool.
The secret sequel to Legacy. It's really Legacy of Goku 3.
It definitely is Legacy of Goku 3.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now here's something that's very interesting. So, Star Wars: The Fallen Order is being developed under the Unreal Engine, which
this is very unusual.
I am now wondering how much pull EA actually has. Not EA, Respawn, sorry. Respawn. I'm wondering how much pull did they have? Did they just grab EA by the balls and say, we might be owned by you, but we're doing this our way. Okay.
I don't really think it's that. I think Respawn was developing this game before they were bought by EA.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right
EA
about that.
probably Respawn like, told EA like, hey, listen, we're gonna make this game with Unreal, and EA was probably like, yeah, okay, whatever, because they weren't like a first party EA, owned
Yeah.
company. I mean, and who knows? Maybe the argument was like with Square Enix, where it was like, listen, if you want us to do Kingdom Hearts 3, we can't use the Luminum engine. It's going to take too long. And maybe Respawn was like, we don't know enough people. We don't have enough people that understand Frostbite. We know Unreal, so
Yeah.
we're going to use Unreal for this game. That's probably what it really came down to.
Or it could have been Unreal was actually a lot easier. Plus people that knew the engine. Plus, don't forget Titanfall and Titanfall 2 weren't developed under the Unreal Engine 4. That's kind of like a thing. Hold on, let me double check on that one.
I thought Titanfall games were in Unreal Engine.
Yeah, let me double check because usually on Wikipedia they usually list the game engine they were on.
Yeah. And
No, it was
Frostbite.
using Valve's Source engine.
Really
Yeah, it was a
interesting.
modified version. So yeah, they were using the Source engine. I think they wanted to make this as a true next generation like game. So they wanted to use Unreal Engine 4. And I also heard like EA didn't want to buy them but they had to because they were developing the Star Wars game because Nexon was going to buy them out, which would have ended their partnership with EA.
Interesting.
So it was sort of a wrong thing. So hopefully this game doesn't get sabotaged like other games do, like the other games were, because like when Titanfall came out, that came out as a kind of like a launch title and had multiplayer only for the Xbox One, and it was really at a bad time. And then Titanfall 2, because EA was like, yeah, let's let's delay Battlefield 1 because it's not looking good. And it got smushed between Battlefield 1 and then Call of Duty.
Right.
So I really want to see Respawn to see because all their games were failed and they're a really great game. They're a very underrated game and everybody knows that.
I
And they weren't.
mean, my friend is very into Star Wars. He already pre-ordered this Jedi Fallen Order. This is like finally like a real Star Wars game. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Yep. Hopefully this gives EA like a wake up call saying, "Oh, this is what Star Wars is like." Yeah. And they wasted like the first 5 years of their 10-year contract not figuring that out. So their exclusivity deal. But anyway, that is it for the news. And now we're going on to the main topic of the day: Adult Swim shows. So
Right.
So what made us do this topic, and pretty much we didn't have much to do. We went to too many games, and we actually met MC Chris from Adult Swim. Actually, and he was great. He was a great rapper, really nice guy to meet, and everything.
Yeah, super cool rapper too. Like really good rapper as
Yeah,
well.
go on
Like
Spotify,
really
guys.
good. Like he can really do like the fast rhyming and talking and stuff. Like really impressive seeing him live.
Yeah, and he's
Super cool.
hilarious. He's
Yeah.
hilarious. Like, I remember when I was taking the like I asked you to give the picture. He's like, you better take his picture. And you're like, yes, sir.
But
But no,
anyway, Kyle, so what were some of like how was like the first way you were exposed to Adult Swim?
I remember it when it first started coming out, when it was probably either middle school or in high school. And they were like, no kids out of school. And I was like, in the pool. And I'm like, what is this? So one day I was like, wow, when I watched home movies, I was like, wow, this is really boring. I watched other shows. They were like, it's okay. All I was really doing is seeing Cowboy Bebop, but it was like cool. but later on in life, you start appreciating it more. You know?
Yeah, my first exposure to Adult Swim was probably sometime like middle school, like seventh grade, and I was sleeping over a friend's house, and we were up super late, and yeah, he was like, "Oh, hey, check this out! Like Cartoon Network has like this thing on at night," and I think it was either what was Adult Swim or the predecessor to Adult Swim, which I can't remember if it had its own name, but I just remember like watching like an episode of Cowboy Bebop, and
That
you
was
know,
definitely Adult Swim, because when Cowboy Bebop premiered, it premiered right when Adult Swim premiered,
yeah, okay, so it was Adult Swim.
and they were
Yeah,
on, and it was on Sunday nights. But hilariously, they were clever, because if they did it on Sunday nights when it first started, they knew kids were going to school that day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like in the summertime I saw it, but yeah, I guess like my earliest memories before like I started watching the original Adult Swim shows is just like all like the weird ass like creepy anime they used to have on it. Because they really had like there's really like a feeling of like early like late 90s anime and early 2000s anime that kind of has like a creepy mysterious feel to it. Like
Yeah,
Cowboy Bebop definitely has that feel to it.
I gotta rewatch that one of these days. Watch it in full finally, not watch it separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then like later on when they started like really like I guess we'll talk about the anime stuff first and then get into the original shows.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, like later on they like I guess like the biggest like animes I remember watching on Adult Swim were like well, like my sister would watch Inuyasha and I was like I don't care about Inuyasha, that's a girl show. But
Yep.
like then they had like Full Metal Alchemist and Bleach was on Adult Swim, and even Yu Yu Hakusho was on Adult Swim at
Yeah,
one point.
that. Yeah, no, Yu Yu Hakusho was actually on Adult Swim before it got on Cartoon Network. That's how I
Yeah,
got first exposed to it.
yeah, I watched like the first like couple of arcs on Adult Swim before it actually switched to Toonami.
Which it was really weird at the time.
Yeah,
Like at the time,
um,
I was like, "Why is this show like? Where'd my cussing?"
yeah, they took out all the damn it's and bastards.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now of like Adult Swim shows that I know that are on here for
Yeah, I remember
anime.
watching like Gundam Stardust Memories on Adult Swim, and
Oh yeah, I started rewatching that a while back. And
I think
you,
they had F91 on Adult Swim as well.
yeah, they probably did. You know what actually
Yeah,
was a really good show on there that was on Adult Swim? Big
what's
O.
that?
Big
Oh
O.
yeah, Big O was pretty cool. Yeah. So like a lot of the anime stuff is really what made me start watching Adult Swim, but then I got into like the original like stuff later on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
any animes you remember fondly.
Bleach, I remember very fondly. I remember a lot of good shows. I remember I remember keeping myself up at night watching Death Note. Just
Yeah,
no,
Death Note.
that was such a great show because it's such a cat and mouse story.
Yeah, Code Geass on Adult Swim too. Eureka 7. Both those shows I remember watching like a ton of on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Eureka 7. I just rewatched all that on I'm trying to remember. It was it was either on Netflix or
Oh, it looks
yeah.
like Kyle cut out.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
my family's like concerned about something, and I'm like, okay, let me make sure they know I'm not killing myself, because I told them something important in the beginning. I told
okay,
them I'm
Kyle.
not killing myself.
Okay, Kyle.
But anyway, and I'm glad I have family like that. Anyway though, anyway though, like it's really good. Like I remember that and I actually rewatched all of it one day, and I was like, wow, that was really good. Even though it was later on in life when I missed it.
Eureka 7 was one of those animes when it came out, it kind of like changed everything.
Yeah,
But Yeah, it's weird.
Wolf Rain was on there, which I never got a chance to watch. It's on Funimation now. I should give that a chance. Oh, you know what? Actually, an anime I do own that's from the Adult Swim era.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't mention it.
Crichton.
Yeah, Crichton, man. I remember those promos for Crichton with what's his name?
Guitaring, Cosmo the Shell Boy.
Cosmo with his arm like in front, like just running, like yeah, like that was definitely one of those like original animes I watched on Adult Swim a lot. But let's get into the original shows, Kyle,
Yes.
of Adult Swim. So
you know we have to start off with home movies.
Yeah, home movies definitely.
That's how it started. It started off with home movies.
It started off with Space Ghost, Kyle.
Yeah, that was in the pre-production. I'm talking about when the block got started.
Yeah.
Like as a block. It started off, the prototype was Space Ghost though.
Yeah.
Space Ghost
I used to love Space Ghost. With Zorak and Space Ghost and his weird interviews with people. Man, back when he interviewed Little Bow Wow.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then don't forget the spinoff, The Brack Show.
Yeah, the Brack Show and all his stupid songs.
I love Thundercleese. And it's the one with the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, my aunt's watching me right now. Hi, Aaron, I love you. Yeah, but it was a good show. It was a really that was a really good show. I think that was one of my favorites. I should really buy that one day. That's right, people. Buy stuff.
Yeah, Home Movies is a great show too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I learned. I learned there's porn on the internet.
Yeah. That promo with like Coach McGurk where he's just like, I wasn't interested in the internet until I found out there was pornography on the internet. And because I don't really sleep, out of the 18 hours I'm awake a day, I spend 11 of them on the internet. That was the best.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny.
But I guess one of the biggest shows for me on Adult Swim that I love is Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
It was the show that influenced your life.
Not that much, but Aqua Teen Hunger Force is an amazing show. It's really weird too because I always hear people like talk about like Adult Swim cartoons and saying like, "Oh, these are cartoons for like stoners." I'm just gonna say I've never smoked weed in my life, and I love all those shows, so I don't know what that says about me, but I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It's like one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too, especially when you go back and watching everything. Like, especially the live action episode and the one where they get trapped on the meteor and there's masturbating space monkeys. And I'm like, I get it. They're spanking the monkey. Ha.
I mean, there's amazing episodes, even like the Broodwitch.
Oh, God, I love that
great
episode.
One.
What do I win?
Yeah.
You win free brain surgery. That's what I'm. Wait a minute. No, eat them.
Yeah, there's the episode where Frylock makes a toilet that doesn't use any water, and they accidentally cut off Carl's head, and then they make him a body made entirely out of eyeballs. And then Master Shake's like, if I woke up like that, I would just run towards the nearest living thing and kill it. Why do my sides feel like tearing up? Just in general, like Carl being a South Jersey mook. Like I knew so many guys in my neighborhood that were like Carl.
Oh, don't forget the episode that we love our favorite rapper from, which was Candy, Bubblegum and Campy. And it's funny though, if you actually listen to the lyrics, 6121 Avenue, that's actually an address in New Jersey, which we were cracking up when we actually looked at it.
Yeah,
and it's right next to the Gentleman's Club in Red Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
C-Lab. We gotta talk about C-Lab.
Yeah, C-Lab was right at the beginning. My favorite episode of C-Lab of all times is the episode where Murphy is trapped underneath the Bebop Cola machine.
Yeah, that episode.
I don't know why, but I just think that episode is so hilarious. And of course, the Bizarro episode.
Come on, I love that episode so much. Do you want to be Bizarro tortured? Oh my god! Oh, the doctor is in. I was like, oh my god! It's like, you bastard! Did you try fucking him in the? Yeah, twice.
Yeah. C-Lab is so weird because it was like actually like a different show from like Hanna-Barbera that they just like took the episodes and like modified at the beginning.
Yeah, they actually did do an episode where it was a very serious episode, and it was like, I can't remember. It was the one where the submarine was stuck. I really enjoyed that episode because everyone was so out of character. Like Captain Murphy was calm. Stormy was supposed to be the stupid one, like in the lead of everything. It's like, we were with C-Lab, and I'm like, and I found out it was almost like a literal translation of the entire script.
Yeah, because I think the original show was called C-Lab 2020.
Yeah, the original show was C-Lab 2020, and it only lasted for 13 episodes.
Yeah, and then the Adult Swim version is C-Lab 2021 or 2021. Yep. Yeah.
Remember Tornado, or was it Torpedo?
I think it was Tornado. Yeah.
Tornado. Yeah.
After Murphy went to go help at the war.
Yeah, but the real reason was because the actor passed away.
Yeah.
The irony, though, was it was his son who played Tornado.
Yeah.
Which I was like, keep moving his daddy's legacy.
Yeah, another Adult Swim show, too, that was in that era, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
I love that show.
Oh, my God. Stephen Colbert is in that show.
Yeah, I remember that. Birdman, come here. It's like, I need your help. Get me out of here right now. All right, thank you, Birdman.
My favorite thing, like Stephen Colbert as Phil Ken 7 ever says, it's just like it's like, not my cabin in the woods. That's where I run around naked, dangly parts or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like the episode where like they're just giving out like plastic surgery because like Birdman won the case with like Droopy Dog or something.
Yeah.
He's just handing out all the plastic surgery.
My most memorable episode is when Tappy Pete and Kampachi Chief burned coffee on his lap in the crotch area, and he couldn't incise anymore.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. The Scooby-Doo one, it's pretty good.
Oh my god, I can't remember the lawyer. He does the over-dramatic version like it was William Shakespeare. Run, Shaggy! Into the winds we go!
Yeah. Potamus, one of the best characters.
You wouldn't like me when I'm horny.
My friend Mike constantly will always do the, did you get that thing I sent you?
I love that show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Oh, man. And then Peanut. Oh, my God. Peanut is one of the best characters ever, like, especially when he gets hired, where he just says, like, it's like, so what'd you do as your old job? It's like, did you leave your old job or were you fired? It's like, a supervisor was murdered, no charges, but I decided it was time to get out of there.
I gotta rewatch Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law sometime.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it.
It's part of my little Adult Swim library I've collected over the year. I do own that entire show.
I gotta rewatch that, especially since they did the special too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's another good show? I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Well, going from there, there's the Venture Brothers, which has been going forever.
One of our favorites.
Yeah. I mean, they just had season 7 last year, and
that was amazing.
Season 8 probably next year.
So, are you still able to watch that episode again?
Oh, the newest ones with that fantasy world, but the beginning of the Venture Brothers seems like a completely different show than what it is now.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that
you definitely
first
watch it.
episode is so weird. Like when they're in
I
Mexico.
remember, I remember when I borrowed it from you just to rewatch it, and I showed you like the pilot episode. You were like, "Wait, this was on my DVD."
Oh well, not that. I'm talking about like the actual first episode that they
Yeah,
showed
yeah,
on TV though,
yeah.
with like Brock Sampson, like just like in Mexico, and then like the whole thing with like he opens his trunk and then Doc gets attacked by the chupacabra, and he's like, chupacabras, they're everywhere. Like, it's such an awesome show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, and I
really
remember that
funny, and it has like pretty good continuity, honestly.
it does. I remembered in like the pilot episode when it first aired, like a mummy pops out of nowhere, the same way with Chupacabra. Like they were trying to make a reference to the pilot, and he like Brock just murders it and pees on it, and goes, "Why'd you pee on it?" The only way to truly make sure a mummy's dead is by desecrating his body. These ain't bandages, and you find it's a real guy, and it's like I guess there was not, I guess there was more to that adventure we had than that Egyptian than our Egyptians adventure.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
Venture Brothers is kind of like a parody of Johnny Quest, but then like Johnny Quest and Dr. Z show up in the actual show.
yep, yep, that happens. Or he likes to be called Action Johnny.
Well, at the beginning, because like they couldn't like actually say Johnny Quest, I think.
Yeah,
That's why he was Action Johnny.
yep.
Even though like Race Brennan was in like the first like season.
Season. Yes, I remember that. I was like,
It's
tell
like, Brock
Johnny.
Sampson, is that you? You smell nice. And then he gets killed.
Yes, tell Johnny. I love him.
Yeah.
Uh, oh my god. I'm trying to look right now into other things.
I mean,
Um,
Henchmen 21 and 24.
oh my god. Da, da, da.
That's pretty amazing for like season two's like first episode.
Yeah.
And those characters
Uh,
have changed a lot.
yeah, especially 21.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, here's
I'm kind
a
of getting
Boondock.
towards the end of the Adult Swim shows. I know really well, but
Boondocks.
Metalocalypse.
Yeah. Oh god, they ended that on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I really like know that first season super well. I mean,
Yeah.
some of
They
the
had,
lines are great
yeah.
in that
Did you know
show.
the guy who played the guy that tried to the troll they in the troll summoning episode? You know that the lead singer of Metallica voicing him, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they if you look at the list, they get a lot of people from metal bands to do guest starring work.
Yeah, I'm sure they were probably trying to get like Ozzy Osbourne,
It
but
wouldn't surprise me if they did.
yeah. But I know they've had some like pretty famous people in that show. I mean,
Yeah.
Murderface and Swizgar and Toki and Nathan Explosion, and then Pickles the drummer.
Yes. Pickles, oh my god.
I mean, Swizgar and Toki are pretty hilarious, and especially in like the first episode where they go to the grocery store. It's just like, what is this place? I believe this place is called Food Library. It's a grocery store, you dumbass.
No, my favorite thing is like in the troll. It's in the troll episode. I love that troll episode because they say the funniest thing. Like Choki goes, "I have a confession to make. I can't read music. Oh, you can't read music. You can't either. So it's good. You know I'm musically dyslexic, and you know it. Hey,
Oh no, he goes. He says it's even funnier because he's like, Toki, you know, I have music dyslexia. I do not wish to speak of it.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I love those episodes, and they're just like playing all the music and everything.
yeah. It's like the Blues Devil episode.
Oh God.
You're like Suzgar,
Blue
Toki are
Train to
like,
Murder.
we can't play on these grandpa guitars.
Oh God.
I mean, the
Uh,
music in the show is really good too, like
yeah,
for like
I own
heavy
I
metal.
I own some of the albums, so they're so good.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, the
here's
Duncan Hills coffee jingle is amazing.
like coffee, real coffee from the hills of Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can memorize that first line. But
That
there's one
show.
show that I love that wasn't produced by Adult Swim, but Sony wanted to get it on there. La Boondocks.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention the Boondocks.
oh god, I love that show.
Man, that episode, like, for season 3, where they're doing, like, the Barack Obama, like, election documentary thing.
Yeah, I remember that. I
So
remember that
good
episode.
with that, like, weird German guy narrating it.
Yeah, my favorite episode, and it's probably the stupidest episode. It's in season 4, is where Granddad sells them into slavery.
I've
That's
never
like,
seen season 4 of Boondocks. I didn't even know season 4 existed.
yeah, like you find out Edward Wunsler has another son, and Granddad's like indebted to Edward Wunsler, and he acts it, and he pretty much just sells them into slavery.
Huh.
And Granddad, and even Huey warns him. And in the next episode, they're slaves on a plantation in an amusement park, and they
It's
live there.
weird. Well, I recently was actually watching a interview with John Witherspoon, and he said that they're doing season 5 of Boondocks. So I'm
Oh
gonna have to
yeah,
catch up with season 4.
yeah, like he is doing season 5, which I'm happy about because
One thing I really like about the Boondocks is like just like it has like a lot of like cool like fights in it too.
yes,
Like
and that's because that was because it was animated by Studio Madhouse. I think during the second season.
yeah, there's like that fight with like Huey and Oprah's bodyguard, Bushido Brown.
Who's played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Samuel L. Jackson does a few voices in that
he's
show.
Samuel Jackson also plays Remy.
Plays
Not
Jim.
Remy.
Yeah.
That's the other. That's Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy, who passed away a couple years back. Now, what was his name? But he played a white dude, which is even funnier.
Was it Edward? Was it Edward Wunsler's grandson?
No, it was the other white dude. That was Charlie Murphy. That played Edward White's son. It was his best friend. They was in the
His
military.
the best friend, the guy with the cornrows. That was
Yes,
Samuel L. Jackson.
yes, with
Yeah.
the white cornrows. Yep.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
they're like gangsters or not really gangsters. Like when you
Yes.
first see that guy, he's like,
They try robbing a bank, and then they get the guy, and they go, "So how we do? Oh, I gotta say, you did quite wonderfully."
so who's your favorite fake rapper in that show? Is it Thugnificent or Gangsterlicious?
I gotta say, Thugnificent.
Yeah, I like
In the show.
Thugnificent too.
He's just in the show more. That's why. Plus,
Yeah.
he gets broke, and he solves this problem with UPS.
I mean, I love that like rap he has against making fun of Granddad, where he's just like, "You're mad because your ass is old."
It's pretty. I won't blame him. I won't blame them. It was pretty. It is pretty catchy.
Yeah.
It is pretty catchy. I'm gonna have to listen to that again.
Yeah, and then the whole like Stink Meaner saga where he keeps coming back to life.
yes, or possessing the ghost,
Yeah,
possessing someone, or his clone.
yeah,
Oh my god. Oh my god. I love the Boondocks.
yeah.
We should. Here's one more thing we should talk about before we go. Should we talk about the Adult Swim, his April Fool's stuff they do?
Well,
Like at least the memorable stuff.
well, I got a few more shows to mention first,
Yeah.
because this kind of comes towards the end of like where I kind of like stopped watching Adult Swim, not be for any particular reason, because I still will like watch Venture Bros when it comes out, and new stuff like Rick and Morty, but I don't watch it as much, mainly because I just don't have cable. But Frisky Dingo was a pretty good show
Yep.
on Adult Swim.
Proto
Underrated.
Archer.
Yeah, Proto Archer, definitely that show. And another show I really like on Adult Swim, Black Dynamite.
Yes, I love that. I was thinking
Black
about buying a
Dynamite
bootleg.
is amazing.
Yeah. Especially if you watch the original. Especially if you watch the
I
movie.
mean, it copies the first season copies a lot of jokes from the movie.
Yeah.
Like it even has like the whole like I threw that for like when he throws the rock, like and beats it. He's like I beat my rock. Like,
my favorite thing is the Honky Kong episode. Yeah, the white gorilla, and they just expose his genitals, and it's like a small dick, and I'm like, oh god, this is. And like the puppets, the Muppet episode they did.
That one's pretty funny, yeah.
And then his son comes back at the end of the season, explaining he wants revenge. Oh my god, I really want a sequel to Black Dynamite. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I think Black Dynamite, the animated series, got 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, it did. It got 2 seasons. Only one on Blu-ray, and the other never came out. Never.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't get season 2. Like, actually, you can only get the first season for some reason.
Yeah, it's really weird. I love that show though, and that was animated by Studio Madhouse as well.
I think that was Studio Trigger that animated Black Dynamite. They did the opening, and yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah, but really, really great show. And let me just double check here. Yeah, I mean, like Rick and Morty is the newest show on Adult Swim. I like it, but the fan base kind of like killed it for me.
Yeah, that I agree with. Like, especially after the McDonald's incident. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll still watch it when there's new episodes. But, you know, Rick and Morty is like one of those shows that became like, yeah, the show is awesome to being like, I secretly like the show, but I don't want people to know I like it because of how like weird people are on the internet about it.
You have to be smart to understand this show. I'm just like,
yeah, shut the hell up.
Can I see your PhD, please, sir?
Yeah.
That's how I say it. Just shut them up. Like, I have some friends that love the show, but they won't go like crazy. So I am glad I could talk about the show. We could talk about the jokes in the show without going scientific.
Yeah, I mean the show is really funny. Like, and you know, it's silly and great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great show. What other shows? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, like all the other Adult Swim shows I could think of, like I've already mentioned like all my favorites, I think. Yeah, like there's like the weirder Adult Swim shows that I never really liked. Like I never really liked Super Jail and you know, some of those type of shows.
Oh, wait, here's a good one. Remember Assy McGee?
Yeah, I never really liked Assy McGee.
That show, oh my god.
Were you a fan of it?
I watched one episode and I was just like, ha. And then I'm just going to do it.
Oh, yeah, you know what show we're...
What show?
We're forgetting a major show that I'm sure we both watched enough of because it's probably the most wrong show on Adult Swim, Moral Oral.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember that episode.
And we can't not mention, because I used to watch it a lot, but man, like Robot Chicken.
Yes, we can't deny that.
Yeah, Robot Chicken. I mean, the whole like Jesus versus Santa Claus.
Yeah,
like fight. That's amazing.
I got
the whole Voltron got served. That's great.
Yes, I was about to say. I got 3 shows on my head on here that I looked into. We can't forget these, okay? But Super Jail.
Yeah, I never liked Super Jail. I mentioned it. Like I was never crazy. Into it.
Tom Goes to the Mayor.
Oh yeah, Tom Goes to the Mayor was pretty fun actually.
Yeah, I love that. I was just cracking up so many times.
Man, and there's so many shows. Like you forget how many they've made like over the years. It's crazy.
And then this helped their show a lot more. But this helped their career. Tim and Eric's awesome show. Great job.
Yeah, that show was really popular at one point.
Yeah, it was. Like it was.
I mean, it even got a spinoff.
Yeah.
With Dr. Steve Brule.
Yeah. That's where John C. Reilly comes from, and now he's a big movie star.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the Adult Swim shows, and you know, that we like. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Um, I mean,
Oh, we should
honestly,
mention. We should talk about the Adult Swim April Fool's jokes. Like I got a few that we should do. Like this channel did talk about, did do a few. Like the one popular one that you and me remember. They aired all the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie on Adult Swim
yeah,
in a
in a
small little box,
letterbox.
like
Yeah,
this small in the corner, so you could watch it, but you couldn't hear it,
yeah,
and that was amazing.
it was so weird.
And then they
I
replaced.
don't know. April Fool jokes like always seem kind of dumb to me, but I
I
do remember like one Saturday, like it was April Fools, and they were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna air like Chuck Norris's Karate Commandos instead of like regular scheduled programming."
Yeah, and then they kept airing The Room. Now that's the reason it's so popular now.
Yeah,
But this one hit me so hard. So I was like, oh, it's April. Oh, it's April 1st. There's not going to be anything on Adult Swim tonight. They're going to do their stupid room thing. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then I go on. I'm like, oh, Bleach is on. And then I go, wait, what the fuck? W
yeah,
fucking Tsunami? What the fuck is going on? I literally had to like text my friend Derek at midnight. I was like, Derek, go to channel 32. I like literally, he's like, why? Just turn to 32.
yeah. The Toonami thing was a pretty big deal when they did that.
Yeah, and they even did a review on Mass Effect. Like they did an entire original review. And they did
Yeah,
like they gave Yu Yu Hakusho an end actually. They did like the final episode arc of the season of the Demon Tournament. So they just went, I will just go skip to that part and give everybody a satisfying ending.
yeah.
And like they finished a lot of things on there. But
It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
I figured I mentioned those because I feel like Adult Swim is also infamous for their April Fool's jokes, you know.
Yeah.
But also before we sign off and everything, if you've gotten this far in the podcast, we got an announcement that we are now finally on Spotify, so you can listen to us anywhere you want. So you can listen to us in the car without seeing our faces.
It's pronounced Spotify. I thought it was spoofy.
And we're also on Google Podcasts, so hopefully I can get a link. We have links in our profile down below. I do some streaming down, so I have a link down there too if you want. And to my Twitch account. And also have and if you got and hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. If you enjoyed this stream, please leave us a like and everything. And also one more thing, my buddy Chris also did a review on Trials of Cold Steel, which he loves, which he mentioned
It's,
plenty of times on the podcast.
yeah, it's fine. I'll
It's
probably
a
be trying to do some more game reviews in the future.
Yeah. So we've been the Mediaverse podcast, home of your for everything media, video games, all your fun stuff, pop culture, shenanigans. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, whenever you're listening. Good night. Good fight.